We have, all of us have met someone who seemed to enjoy hurting others, like someone who's really cutthroat, someone who's really ruthless, and seem to gain power by making other feel small. If you're like me, most of your life you assumed people are good, a clean state until proven otherwise. And then you meet someone who shatters that assumption completely, and suddenly you wonder, do I need to be like them to survive? Today, I want to share something with you that actually changed how I think about kindness, how I think about power, how I am standing my ground every time without becoming actually cruel like them. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we talk about things that you have been shushing away. And in today's topic, we will talk about something very specific. It is how to be fierce without being cruel. That means protect yourself from toxic people. So let's jump into it. I don't want to waste any time because I know most of us at least, are like this. First, let's understand that people hurt others on purpose. Why some people hurt other people on purpose? So it's not always about being evil, it's usually about insecurities, the learned behavior, or their survival strategy. So some people hurt other people to control their status or their resources. Some people might hurt you because they feel weak inside and they want to feel bigger. Some of them grew up in environments where aggression worked, like literally worked, maybe with their parents, maybe with their siblings, or maybe with their school or somewhere else it works. The aggression that they show you, whether passive or direct or active, it has worked somewhere. And now they copy it. Now they use it on you. So now that we know why people act like that, knowing this does not ever exclude or excuse their behavior. But it helps us, people like us, predict it and respond to it effectively, very gently. Why kind people struggle? That's a very important question. Like people like us, people like me, people like you, people who are actually kind at heart, we struggle a lot. We have people-pleasing tendencies. If you have been kind most of your life, you probably don't even think about hurting people. It's not even in your system to think that you can hurt them. You automatically emphasize that is natural to you. If you see people getting hurt, you automatically feel bad for them. You leave people as a clean slate. You assume they're good unless proven otherwise. But kindness, people who are empathetic, it can feel like weakness. And people who are actually cruel, they literally see it as weakness. So when you meet someone who's literally cutthroat, for the first time, you dwell. You replay the counter. Maybe even you wish if you can strike back. Maybe you think about it a lot at your time. Maybe you feel bad later on. I know that because I have felt that urge, wanting to be ruthless, just to show them that, they're not in my game, or just to level the playground field. The good news is you don't have to become cruel or bad person to protect yourself or to be fierce and protected. You don't have to be cruel for that. So what do? We recognize the toxic people. So step one, learn to spot them quickly, like very quickly. Learn to spot them. I call it a 2-minute people scan. So what do? We observe them. So first of all, if we see a toxic person, we observe them. We observe the tone, we observe the eyes. Are they mocking? Or are they looking for weakness? So if you scan their eyes, if you see like what are they actually looking? From 15 to 30 seconds, you actually observe them. And then you watch for boundary test. I have seen that in many people. They test for boundaries in 60 seconds. They will try to joke. They will try to micro insult. They will try to pass small jabs on you. Second 30 seconds of your meeting them. And you have to see who they target. And if it is only you, or if it is like everyone, if their targeted behavior is people who have empathetic mind or people who are not aware of themselves, you have to see it is a red flag. Check reaction to discomfort. So if someone else make a bad joke or simple jab on them, and the person who is in jabbed right now, who is at the other end, is discomfort, notice that how they're reacting. Are they pushing further, or are they smirking, or are they apologizing? If 2 or more of these flags appear, treat them cautiously. Treat them cautiously and protect your personal space. How to be fierce without cruelty. You don't need to hurt anyone else to be strong. Here's how. Own your energy. When you own your energy, when you stand tall, when you breathe from your diaphragm, when you speak slowly and steadily, and when you are present in a space, you own your energy. You are there. No one can come and take a jab at you. You make small, short, firm statements. That's not okay. Don't speak to me like that. I'm leaving this conversation right here now. So when you do that, people stop testing for boundaries. So at the same time, the third point you are going to do, you use consequences, not result. So you give them consequences of their action. You let them fuck around and find out. You be that person. You walk away. You mute that person. You tell them, don't talk to me like that. You block them. You either report them, or people always learn from consequences, not from cruelty. When they know that there is a consequence to their action, they will stop belittling you. They will stop being bad at you. It can be any office space. It can be any kind of a personal space. It can be your friend. And because empathetic people, they find it really hard to actually notice someone who have cruel intentions toward you or who is not nice. We are very prone or very much inclined towards narcissist people. They target us for nothing. Now that's the another part. How do you find a narcissist friend? And most of the empathetic people, most of the people pleasing people with no boundaries are actually food to narcissist people. We will talk about that in next video for sure. So next thing is you emotional armor. Once you have used consequences, not insults, you use emotional armor. When your anger spike, you pause, you breathe, and you respond calmly. Calmness is disarming. When you breathe from your diaphragm, you have to breathe from your diaphragm. That will give you more emotional tuning to yourself than any other thing. And last thing you're going to do is you're going to channel all the fire into action. You're going to exercise. You're going to write. You're going to create something. You're going to accomplish a goal. You release your energy without harming anyone. How do you stop dwelling it for 10 days? So when something happens, like stopping the rumination. When we get hurt by someone who is actually cutthroat, it's easy to dwell. I used to replay all these encounters for 10 days and imagine myself being cruel. So how do you break the loop and not be in my shoes all the time? You time box the thought. Write everything in a journal for 10 minutes. And then your physical release. You either sprint, you push up, you do something for 5 to 10 minutes. And you're going to do this in a line. Once you write it down, then you're going to do a physical release. And then you're going to symbolic release. You're going to rip up the paper. You're going to delete the note. You're going to fire it. You're going to burn it. Do something about it. It's a symbolic release. And then you're going to take a one decisive action. You set up a boundary. You block. You escalate appropriately. You get the same sense of control and power without hurting anyone, and you stop feeding the obsession of ruminating over the same thought and over the same conversation again and again. We're gonna practice daily to build a fierceness. Daily, every morning, spend 5 minutes on a quick fierceness routine. You're gonna make a power posture. You're gonna do an affirmation, so like, I deserve respect. You're going to visualize a recent boundary you wish you had enforced on some other people, or someone who has been cruel to you, or someone who had been cutthroat to you. Once you do that for 21 days, you will notice that there is some kind of a confidence that's building in you. There's automatic boundaries that are coming up. Because when you read, write, when you channel your energy into right things, you're going to eventually stop caring about people who actually have hurt you or you are in a living condition with. Because slowly and steadily, they're going to wash away. They're going to go away from your life, because now you have new priorities. Now you have new cycle to look forward to, and you don't have to ruminate over someone who's been cruel to you once over and over again. So you don't need to hurt anyone to protect yourself or taking yourself seriously. Kindness plus boundaries equals real power, always. By recognizing toxic people, and when you pause before you react, at the same time you use calm, firm boundaries to stop other people, you stand in your ground. You become fully human, you become kind, and you become your own person, because now you're doing all these things that will eventually make you your person. If this helped you, Hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to actually see this. And comment below, what's your toughest encounter with a cutthroat person and how did you handle it? I really want to know. And remember, your empathy is your superpower. It's not a weakness. So let's not let the world take over it. See you next time. Bye-bye.